Click the like, subscribe and the notification bell. It helps the Talisman to keep theatre alive.
Hello. I'm a little bit early.
90 seconds early.
Really? A minute and a half. Sorry. I set off early because I was worried about being... well, you know, it's better to be early than... Oh, it's not a problem for you, is it? I mean, you can see me now. You don't want me to push off for 90 seconds and then come back.
What would be the point of that? Sit down.
Thanks.
Now, we've had a look at your CV, and we must say some of it is very impressive.
Only some of it?
Yes, it starts off very well. Good class of degree, excellent entry-level first position, promotion within 18 months.
Oh, I was fast-tracked. Talent spotted, you see. They like to target the high flyers and progress them on to bigger things, so that they...
Transfer to second employer, age 25, higher salary band, promotion within a year. Excellent progress so far.
Yes, well, they like me there, and I worked hard. I led a project aimed at reducing the levels
Of course you did. Transfer to third employer, aged 30, appropriate grade and salary band. But somewhere, round about the age of 32, things start to flatline a bit. You do know what flatlining is, don't you?
Is that when your heart stops beating and...
Yes, the metaphor is somewhat inexact, but the point holds. At 32, things come to a dead halt. Why?
Well, there were a number of reasons.
No, there are never a number of reasons. There's only ever one. What was it?
I suppose I was too old. According to them.
Is that what they told you?
Oh, no. They couldn't tell me it, could they? I mean, there are rules about that sort of thing.
So, in other words, the idea that you were too old for promotion originated not with your employers, but with you. There's a word for that. Do you know what it is?
Inference.
Extrapolation.
Oh.
To extrapolate is to make an assumption about something on the basis of information that is already known. You assumed you were too old for promotion at 32, and you use that assumption to rationalise your failure at 35.
Well, I think that's a bit harsh.
Why?
Well, just look at my CV. My qualifications. They're what anyone would call exemplary. My references are pretty good too. I'm a grafter. I've got loads of experience, and I'm a damn good worker, though I say it myself. And I've got a lot to give still. I get on with people. I'm what you'd call amenable. People like me.
But evidently not enough to promote you.
Yes. Well, I'm sure they would have done, if I'd applied for promotion.
You didn't apply? All right, that puts a slightly different complexion on things. Why?
Didn't I apply? Well, I had commitments, didn't I? Family commitments. My mother wasn't well. She struggled once they stopped her pension. Well, she lived on her own, so I had to look after her. And I've got a brother and sister. Neither of them were working, so I have to do my bit for them too. You see, I was supporting 3 other people as well as myself. I just didn't have the time to think about...
Yourself? Your own position in the scheme of things?
Oh, yes. It's been a tough couple of years. We've all had a tough couple of years, haven't we? I mean, I bet even you... Oh, no. Sorry, I take that back. Can you delete that, please? I didn't mean it. But you see my point, don't you? These are difficult times.
Here. Have one of these.
Thank you. Sorry.
No need to be. It's only natural to feel overwhelmed when things get too much.
Oh, it's really bad.
Not at all. Take your time. Compose yourself. We sympathise, you know, really. There must be thousands of people like you, forced to put ambitions on hold in order to support their families. Vast, uncounted masses. Statistically, you may account for something like 15% of the adult population. Do you find that comforting?
Not really.
No. Still, it's not the purpose of statistics to be comforting. Sadly, it's not our purpose either. Would you object if I asked you a personal question?
Depends what it is.
What about your own position? If you were to, heaven forbid, lose your job or become sick, what kind of support network would you have?
I can't lose my job, and I can't afford to become sick.
No, but if we engage in a bit of hypothetical black sky thinking, tomorrow you wake up and you're not well. You struggle to breathe. You can barely articulate speech, but somehow you manage to phone your office. You explain, as best you can, that you're not well enough to come in today. And when they ask you when you think you will be, as they're obliged to do, you say that you're not sure, because you really aren't sure. The future, your immediate future, is suddenly in doubt. What do? Who looks after you?
I don't know.
Anyone? Or no one?
I don't know.
Listen, don't be too hard on yourself. You've had a lot of bad stuff to deal with, but from now on, hopefully things are going to get easier. We're going to recommend you for stage 2. We're satisfied that you can hold up under pressure without getting defensive, a rare trait. You're resilient and you're humane. You've scored highly in groups F, G and H.
I don't know what that means, but sounds nice.
We'll give you a date for the next stage as soon as we have one. Now you go home and have a nice long rest. I think you've earned it.
Cheers. I can't think what to say.
You might like to think about giving that cheek another wipe before you go. Here.
Thanks.
Don't want to give the next candidate nightmares if they see you coming out with streaming eyes.
No. Well, thanks again, and I look forward
Off you go now. Make sure you have that rest.
How long until she gets back?
It'll take her 30 minutes if she goes direct.
And if she doesn't go direct?
Infections will be limited to the square mile. If she's at large for anything up to an hour before the afternoon curfew, casualties would be estimated at under 35. All people we can well afford to lose. Unless she's one of those chancers who tries to climb the barriers. I don't think she is, though. Her profile doesn't suggest it.
Impressive research.
Thanks. Come on, then. How did I do?
Well, you scored highly on accurate assessment, judgment and speed.
Good.
In fact, that was the quickest assessment I've ever assessed.
Even better.
Where I wasn't quite so convinced, interpersonal relations, rapport building and empathy.
All right. Tell me the worst.
Well, there was no attempt to make the client feel relaxed.
Was there any need to?
Well, yes, there was actually. We feel these situations are more effectively managed if some kind of relationship is first established.
What kind of relationship could I establish with someone like that?
Nevertheless, you are at least expected to try.
Look, she was a prime case, a long lifer without a net. She scored an F1, a G1 and an H1. House.
Yes. Well, I don't think sharing that information with her was the best idea.
Why, when she didn't understand it?
How do you know she didn't?
Because she said she didn't, and look at her. Look at her profile. She was a drone. Hopeless lack of ambition, skewed sense of priorities, minus 0 initiative, and worst of all, no support network. Future charge upon the state if we let her fall through the cracks. And we don't want charges upon the state in the future. Isn't that why we're here? I've saved the department a ton of work and a ton of money with what I've just done. I mean, look, I've saved us her pension. Never mind rapport. Was I efficient and effective?
Well, you were, but I have to disagree.
Did I satisfy the main criterion of assessment?
Yes, but you fell down.
So
on
did
the
I pass?
No. I'm afraid I can't pass you on the basis of what I've just seen.
You know, This is so not like me. But you do know what school I went to.
I am aware of it.
And you do know who my mother is.
Yes.
Then if you value your own future within this organisation, you'll write the word pass at the bottom of that report sheet, and you'll do it pretty damn quick. Would you like me to spell it for you?
That won't be necessary.
Thanks. I'll remember this. You know, I think the rubric for assessment needs to be changed. Too much emphasis on the bird seed, not enough on the real stuff. I'd have a word with someone about that, if I were you. Oh, here, I've not upset you, have I?
No, I'll be fine.
I have upset you. You're crying. Here, have one of these.
No. Please don't play with those things.
It's okay. I'm only chaffing. I know better than to misuse department property. Cheer up. You've done the right thing. You won't regret giving me that pass. You might even be glad you did one day. Now, if you don't mind, I've got things to do.
Hello? Yes, we finished. She's just left. Difficult to know where to begin, really. Completely polarised scores. Maximum in E, N and R. 0 in F, G and H. An entitled narcissist with sociopathic tendencies and a veneer of charm when required. No, I wasn't taken in by it. But a less sophisticated person would have... Yes, I agree it's a formidable combination. How did she make me feel? Well, there's no other way of putting this, Ma'am. She made my flesh crawl. My opinion? Well, to be honest, I think we should dispense with the fast-tracking and just make the appointment. Yes, it looks like we found our new head of department.